Hello everyone, I'm Frank, and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. And this time we will be breaking it down in detail. It's not going to be a speed run like yesterday's was. So, anyways, that was just for fun. I didn't realize it was going to be a speed run thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's good to, mix things up a little bit every now and then. Anyways, today's very easy puzzle is called One at a Time, and it's by Tegel, or Teigel, Teagle, one of those, hopefully. Here are the rules. We have, I guess I'm assuming it's normal Sudoku rules, because otherwise this wouldn't really make that much sense. Normal Sudoku rules. We have where we need to fill the grid with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats in any row, column, or box. We also have killer cages, where in cages, digits must sum to this. It's a misspelled small. I was like Samuel, small clue in the top left corner of the cage. And dodgets do not repeat. Wow. Should be digits. I don't know what's going on here. Anyways, these 7 digits must add up to 41. These 7 must add up to 29, etc., etc. These 7 must add up to 42. And these, yeah, this is example of how you add up for the killer cages. Along with the killer cages, we have little killer clues, where digits along marked diagonals must sum to the number indicated outside the grid. So, for example, these 3 digits must add up to 17. These 3 digits must add up to 13. These 3 must add up to 18. These 3 must add up to 12. And that's how little killer cages work, or little killer clues work, apologies. We also have sandwich sums, where digits between 1 and 9 in the indicated row or column must sum to the indicated value. So therefore, these digits are saying this 29 outside the grid is saying that the sum of the digits in between the 1 and the 9, wherever they are, must sum to 29. So you could have something like 1 and 9 here, and then how would we add up to that? You could have something like 3, 6, 8, 7, 5, and then 2 and 4 outside. And this would work because the digits in between 1 and 9 add up to 29. 3 plus 5, 6, 7, 8 adds up to 29. And that's how sandwich sums work. I don't know if these are considered sandwich sums also. Sometimes people use, they do essentially double duty here. Well, we are going to, for now, assume they're not, but if we get stuck, we probably will start using these as sandwich sums. But I'm assuming that they're not. I'm assuming that they're just normal killer cage Sudoku. Or little killer Sudoku. But I could be wrong there. So take that with a grain of salt. If you're doing it on your own, keep that in mind, that this might actually also act as a sandwich sum. We also have crop key dots, where cells joined by a black dot must have a ratio of 2 to 1. So for example, if this were 2, this would have to be a 1 or 4 to maintain the 1 to 2 ratio. We also have cells joined by a white dot must have a difference of 1. So for example, if this were a 6, this would have to be a 5 or a 7 to make sure that these are consecutive. And then finally, we have German Whisper, where adjacent digits along a green line have a difference of at least 5. So for example, if this was a 3, this would have to be an 8 or 9 to make sure that, because the only digits that are 5 or more away from 3 are specifically 8 or 9. And those are the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. Let's Learn how to Sudoku. Okay, the first things that pop to me are these cages. These are very extreme cage values, actually. The most that 7 digits can ever add up to is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? Because you have to have unique digits. You can't have repeats in a killer cage. Well, what does that add up to? You have 3 and 9, 4 and 8, 5, 7, all adding up to 12. So that's 36, and then you add 6. That's 42. And lo and behold, this killer cage adds up to 42. So that means outside of this cage must be 1 and 2 specifically. So this is 1 and 2, 1 and 2. What's the minimum value you could have for 7 digits? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. What do those add up to? 1 and 7 adds up to 8, 2 and 6 adds up to 8, 3 and 5 add up to 8, and then you're left with a 4. So you have 8 times 3, which is 24, plus 4, which is 28. And lo and behold, we have a 28 here. That means the outer digits must be 8 and 9 here. And similarly, 41, if you just subtract 1 from the digits in the cage, from the lowest digit in the cage, which is a 3, you get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is 41. And a trick, sort of, actually, a shortcut, if you can remember, is if anytime you have an extreme set, so either all the lowest digits or all the highest digits in a cage add up to a certain value. If you add 1 to it from the lowest digit, from the lowest cage sum, or subtract 1 from the highest cage sum, that would, you have to have only, you can only have one set that can essentially add up to that sum, right? So specifically, take a look at 42. 7 digits adding up to 42. You have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you subtract 1 from that sum, you can only still have one set that adds up to that sum, right? To 41. And the reason why is because if you take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that adds up to 41, try to increase or decrease. You have to get that sum, you have to increase one digit and decrease another digit. Well, if you try to increase a digit from 4 through 9, you'll get either a duplicate or you'll get 10, which is not a digit. So none of those can be increased. If you try to increase 2, what digit can you decrease to get that will not give you a duplicate? There is none, right? If you increase 2 by 1 to 3, if you try to decrease 4 to a 3, obviously you'll have 2 3s, which is not allowed in the killer cage normally. If you try to decrease 5 through 9, if you try to decrease 5, that gives you a 4, but you already have a 4 in the cage. If you try to decrease 6, that will make it 5, but you already had a 5 in the cage, right? So, in the same with all the other digits above it, right? Because you already have the digits 4 through 9. If you try to decrease one of the digits, you'll always have a duplicate. So that's the reason why you know that for the max values, and this is for any killer cage sum, right? If you have 3 digits, say, you have the max value 7, 8, 9, try to decrease it by 1, from 24 to 23, you still have only one set of digits that can possibly add up to that sum. And that's the case for any amount of killer cages if you have the minimum sum or the maximum sum. All of which is to say this is 1 3 pair here then, because this must be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is similarly 1 greater than the minimum amount for a killer cage for 7 digits. So this must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, which makes this a 7, 9 pair here. Well, let's take a look at this. This is 1 and 2 adding up to 3 total, and this diagonal must add up to 12. So therefore, this is 12 minus 3, which makes this a 9. Similarly, these two add up to 16. You have the whole diagonal adding up to 17. So 17 minus 16 is 1. So we have a 1 and a 9 here. Similarly, here, these two add up to 4. 4 minus 13 minus 4 is 9. So this is 9. We have 8 and 9 here. Therefore, this adds up to 17. 18 minus 17 is 1. So this is 1. So you know the digits in between the 1 and 9 must add up to 29 in columns 2 and 8. Well, that means the outer two digits must add up to 45 minus 29 and minus the 1 and the 9, because the 1 and the 9 are not counted. We already know that they're there in the column. 45 minus 29 minus 10. So 45 minus 10 is 35. 35 minus 29 is 6. And therefore, these two unique digits must add up to 6. The only two digit combinations that add up to 6 are 1 and 5 and 2 and 4. But we already have a 1 in the column. So this must be 2 and 4. This can't be 2 because of the 1-2 pair in the box. So this must be 4, which makes this a 2 here. And then similarly, this adds up to 29 in between the 1 and the 9. So this must be 6 again. Well, this can't be 4 anymore because of this 4. So this is 2, which makes this a 4. This 2 means this can't be 2, so this is a 1, which makes that a 2. What else do we have? This cannot be 2 or 4 in between this one with the 1 to 2 ratio. That eliminates 1, 2, 2, 4, and 4, 8. The only 1 to 2 ratio between digits now can only be 3 and 6. And this 3, 6 pair eliminates 3 and 6 from the rest of the row, which means this can't be 3. This is a 1, which makes that a 3. This can't be 1, so this must be 4 with 2 or 8 as a combination. And one of these is a 4. This can't be 1, 2, 4. So that eliminates 1, 2, 2, 4, and 4, 8, which leaves this as a 3, 6 pair to have a 1 to 2 ratio. If it's 3, it would be next to 2 or 4, but there's already a 2 and 4 in the row. So this has to be 6, which is next to a 5 or 7 here. This must be 3. The remaining digits here are 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this can't be 3. This is also 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this can't be 3. This can't be 8 because of the 8, 9 pair in the box. Yep. This can't be 8 or 9 because of the 8, 9 pair in the box. Where is the other 8 or 9 in row 9? It has to be here. And this can't be 9 because of the 9 in the box. This must be 8, which makes this a 9, which makes that an 8. This is a 5 or a 7 because of what's remaining in row 9. Let's see. This 6 means this can't be a 6. So this is 3, this is 6. Remaining in row 1, we have 5, 7, 8, and 9. Well, this can't be 8, so this is 5, 7, 9. This can't be 8, this is 5, 7, 9. Where is the 8 in row 1? It can only be here. So this is 8, which means this can't be 8. It's a 2, 4 pair in this black next to this black crop key dot. The remaining digits in this box then are 1, 5, 7, and 9. 5 can never be on a German whisper line because if you subtract 5 from 5, if you subtract 5 or more from 5, you get 0 or less, which is not a normal Sudoku digit. If you add 5 or more to 5, you get 10 or more, which is not a digit. In fact, so since 5 can't be here on a German whisper line. It can't be here. Where is the 5 in the central box? It has to be one of these 3 digits. So one of these is a 5. This can't be 1 or 9 because of the 1 and 9 in row 2. What are the... Actually, this is... We have a 7-9-7-9 pair in this box, which eliminates 7 and 9 in the rest of the box. This can't be 7 or 9, so this must be 5, which means this can't be 5. This can't be 5 or 7 anymore. Where is the 4 in this box? Cannot be here because of this 4. Can't be here because of the 2-4 pair here. Can't be any of these because 4 cannot be here and can't be here because of the killer cage. So the 4 must be here. We have a 1-5-7-9 quadruplet in row 3, which eliminates 1, 5, 7, and 9 from the rest of the row. We know one of these has to be a 9 here. Therefore, this cannot be 9. Because in this box, where is the 9 going to be? It's one of these 3 cells. So this can't be 9. This is 7, which makes that a 9. Therefore, 7 is eliminated from all of these cells here. We have a 1, 5, 9 triplet in this box, which eliminates 1, 5, and 9 from the rest of the box. Therefore, this can't be 5. This is a 7. This can't be 5 or 7. We have a 6-8 pair now in row 3, which eliminates 6 and 8 from the rest of the row. Therefore, this must be a 2. Okay. This can't be 8 because of this 8 here. What are the remaining digits in this box? It has to be 3, 6, and 8 here. But this can't be 8. In this box, this 9 means this can't be 9, so this is 7. We have 5, 6, and 8 remaining, right? But this can't be 8 here because of this 8. Okay. What else do we have? The 6 in column 4, where is that? Can't be here, can't be here. It must be on this German whisper line. Well, 6 can only be next to 1 unique digit on a German whisper line. This cell is next to 2 unique digits. This cell is next to 2 unique digits. Therefore, the 6 must be here. And it must be next to 1 on a German whisper line, so these are both 1. This can't be 1. This can't be 1, so this is 9. This can't be 1 or 9, so this is 5, which makes this a 1 here. What else do we have? This digit has to be a high digit. And it cannot be 6, 7, or 8, so this must be 9. And so this is not a sandwich. Actually, yeah, this couldn't be sandwich clues. I didn't even think about this. These can't be sandwich clues because they're different values. So, yeah, this is not going to work. These would never have been sandwich clues. Apologies for giving you that sort of, I don't know, it's a red herring maybe? Anyways, this digit has to be 5 or more away from a 9, so it's 2 or 3. We can't have 1 or 4 because of the 1, 4 in the column in the row. This is 2, 3, or 4, but 4 would have to be next to a 9, and we already have a 9 in the box, so this can't be 4 then. This is 2 or 3 also. The 2 or 3 can be next to 7 or 8. The 7 or 8 could be next to 2 or 3. So we have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair here, right? It can never have a 1 because we already have a 1 in the box. And 4 can never be here because it has to be next to a 9. So we have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair. Therefore, this digit must be next to a 2 and be able to be next to a 3. So this can't be 7 because 7 can't be next to a 3. This must be 8. We have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair, which eliminates 2 and 3 from the rest of the column. Therefore, this is a 4, this is a 2. The remaining digits here are 4, 5, and 7. The 2 or 3 has to be next to a 7, 8, or 9, but it can't be 8 or 9. So this must be 7, which makes this a 2, because 3 can never be next to a 7 on a German whisper line. This is 2, this is 3. These can't be 7. Where is the 7 in column 8? it can only be here. So this is 7, which makes that a 5, which makes that a 7. This can't be 7 anymore because of this 7. This can't be 7 or 8. This can't be 6. These digits are consecutive. If this were 3, it would have to be next to 4. If it's 5, it could be next to 4 or 6, but the 6 is already taken. So this would also be 4. If this is 7, it would have to be 6 or 8, but the 6 is eliminated by that 6, and the 8 is eliminated by that 8, so this can't be 7. If this is 8, it could be 7 or 9, but 7 is eliminated by that 7, so this could be 9 here. This can't be 8. This can't be 7. Where is the 7, actually, in row 2? This can't be 7 anymore. This can't be 7 because it doesn't have any digits that it can be next to in the crop key, in the wet crop key dot. This can't be 7 because of that 7. This can't be 7 because of that 7. It can only be 7 here. This can't be 7 anymore, which leaves this 7 in column 5. Also, therefore, this must be 8 because that's the only digit remaining in column 5. In column 4, we have 2 and 4, but this can't be 2 because of that 2. So this is 4, this is 2. In column 6, we have 5 and 9, but this can't be 9 because of that 9. So this is 5, this is 9. In row 7, we have 3, 5, and 6 remaining. This can't be 5, so this is 3 or 6. This could be any of 3, 5, or 6. Let's see, what else do we have? This can't be 6 because of that 6. We have in row 8, 3, 4, 6, and 7. This can't be 7. These can't be 7 because of the 7, so this must be 7 here. This can no longer be 4. This is 3 or 6. This is 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 6 here. Well, we have a 3, 6, 3, 6 pair in column 1, which eliminates 3 and 6 from the rest of the column. Therefore, the remaining digits are 1, 4, and 9. This can't be 1 because of this 1. Where is the 1 in column 1? It has to be here. So this is 1. Where's the 1 in... Well, we have 8 ones now. We know where the last one has to be. It has to be here. So this is 1. 2... Any of these could be 2. This can't be 5 because of this 5 here. So that makes this a 6, which makes that an 8, which makes that a 5. This 6 means that can't be 6, so this is 3. This 8 can't be an 8 here, so this is a 6. This is an 8. None of these can be 6s. Where is the 8 possibility in column 2? Can't be here anymore because of that 8. Can't be here. It must be here. Therefore, this is 8, which is consecutive, only with 9 out of 4 or 9. So this is 4. This is 6 because of that 3. This can't be 6. Neither of these can be 6. This can't be 3 here because of that 3. Therefore, this is 4, which makes that a 3, which makes that a 6. This can't be 8. This can't be 8. This can't be 3. This can't be 4 because of this 4, so this must be a 5 here, which makes that a 4. This 5 eliminates that 5, so this is a 3, which eliminates that 3, so that's a 2. This 3 means this can't be 3, so this is 5. This is 3. This can't be 3 or 5, so this is 6, which makes that a 5, which makes that a 3. The last digit in row 5 is a 9. We have 8 2s now, so we should know where the last 2 is. The last 2 has to be here. I think we have all 9 3s now. We have 8 4s. We know where the last 4 is. It's here. We have 8 5s. We know where the last 5 is. It has to be here. We have 8 6s. We know where the last 6 has to be. It has to be here. I think we have 9 7s. We don't have... We have 8 8s, so we know where the last 8 is. It's here. And that's how you solve it. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always get cojus? Is that the word? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Pretty cool. Apologies for basically. I should have immediately seen this couldn't have been Sandwich Sun because no matter which direction you go, they have to be the same, right? So you can't have a 13 and an 18 both be in the sum between the 1 and the 9. This does actually add up to 13 between the 1 and 9. This one doesn't. This adds up to 0 in between the 1 and 9. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Learn How to Sudoku. I mainly targeted it for the sandwich sums and that this sort of knowledge about the killer cages, right? Um, but hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.